Hey, this is John Martinez with Midwest Revenue Group, and I've been training sales teams for about 20 years now. All my clients that come to me, they do so because they want their sales team to perform a little better. Most of the clients that come to me, they've already got sales teams that are performing at a pretty decent level, sometimes even at a high level, but hey, who wouldn't want their sales team to perform even better? Now, in most cases, the teams that come to me, they're all composed kind of the same way, and what I mean by that is there's usually top performing salespeople, like the top 10%, who just do really well. They don't need a lot of supervision, they're self-motivated, they hit all their numbers, they crush quota, and they're just exceptional salespeople. And then you've got the bottom 10 or 20%, and these people just struggle. It seems like you're always pushing them to do better, to hit their numbers. They never seem to get the job done. And then you've got a big group in the middle. This could be 50, 60, 70% that just sit in between those two ends of the spectrum. You got a lot that are right in the middle, right? They're not exceptional, but they're not poor performers either. The funny thing that happens is a lot of times the business owners or the VP of sales or whoever the sales leadership is, they focus on this bottom 10 or 20 or 30%, and they try to bring the bottom performers up into really the middle of the pack or even the top of the pack. Instead of focusing on the bottom 10 or 20 or 30%, what you should really do if you want some solid improvement in sales is focus on the middle of the pack and the top performers, and I'll explain why. It's really, really frustrating and difficult if you're concentrating on that bottom 10 or 20 or 30%. But the way to think about it is this. Imagine that moving your sales team is like moving a boulder. So that bottom 20, 30%, they're like a boulder that's stationary. So what's that mean? Well, if you're trying to move a stationary boulder, it means there's no momentum. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of force just to start to move it, just to make a little bit of progress. And even when you do make progress, you go from a standstill to barely moving. Now, if you concentrate on the, let's say, top 50% of your sales team, that's like a boulder that already has momentum. It's already moving. So in order to get it moving a little quicker, it just takes a little shove. You make up more ground with a lot less effort because it has that momentum already. How do you do this? How do you actually accomplish this? How do you give that boulder that already has some momentum, your top 50%, how do you give them a little shove? Well, the secret to doing that is really just to place them into a better system. It's all about the system. So we already know they have the mental capacity. We already know they've got the drive. They're self-motivated. They've got those things already. What's lacking is the system. If they get into just a little bit of a better sales system, if they just start having a little better sales conversations, what they do and how they do it, in the order they do those things in, is just a little bit more effective. That's the little push. So the way to take those 50% and really help them achieve higher performance for both the company and for themselves, you just give them a slightly better system. Imagine that you weren't running a sales team or a business, but imagine that you were running a race team where you've got a driver, and this is a highly talented driver. If you want that driver to perform better, think about the staff on the team. When you look at a race team, do they have 10 different coaches for the driver? No, they don't. They got one driver who's highly talented. When they want to take the race team to the next level, look at any of those races. If you watch them on TV, there's like 10 or 20 guys that work on the car, the vehicle. Well, you've already got the talent there. When they soup up the vehicle, when they make it turn just a little sharper, when they dial in the brakes, when they put on the right tires, when they fix the system, the vehicle that this talent is in, that's how you get them to perform better. So it's the same thing. You've already got the talent. Let's focus on those who have the talent, place them in a better system, and let the system or the vehicle do the work. The first step to building your system, something that's really simple, that will get you really good returns, is to just put the first step in place. Now, the first step to any good system is going to be around your prospects, qualifying them. In other words, identifying who really is a prospect and who's not. What I would recommend you do is just list 3 to 5 things that make your perfect customer. What you want to do before you begin any selling, once leads come in or once you have initial conversations with your potential prospects, just compare them to that checklist. Ask them those questions. See if they check the boxes for you. If they are a great prospect, then you continue on with the sales system, whatever you're doing today. If they're not, you get rid of them. And I'll tell you what this will do. If you can start to define and then only spend your time with those prospects you should be spending your time with, what that means is you're just going to, by default, you're spending more time having longer conversations, doing more with the people who might actually buy what you have and would be a great customer for you. The opposite also happens. This means that you're not spending time with those who you don't want as customers or who have like very little chance of becoming a customer. Morale on your sales team goes up because they're not trying to push an immovable boulder, right? They're not expending tons of effort to get a prospect to turn into a customer that they know probably will never turn into a customer. And it also means now they've got more time to spend pushing the boulders that already have momentum. Just by doing that one simple step, getting really clear on who a perfect prospect is and only spending your time with those, in other words, qualifying, you will sell more and you'll do it with more ease and you'll just have a better time doing it. If you found some value in this video, please share it with others you think might get a little bit of help from it as well.